We've seen firsthand the dysfunction from the Chicago Bulls organization during the Ring of Honor ceremony. We thought the conversation was going to stop a few days after that, but no. A few ex-Chicago Bulls players decided to start their own No Bulls tour to tell their perspective from the last dance. And I'm here to let you know it's really sad. And then after that, we dive into tonight's game versus the Boston Celtics. Y'all know we're going to talk about it and break it down, but you gotta hear the music first. Cognac Gang. Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's episode of Shy Bulls podcast. If you're rocking with me today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Now, look, 3 ex-Chicago Bulls players decided that it was necessary to go ahead and start the No Bulls tour, to where these 3 guys come out and tell their side of the story from the last dance that came out a few years ago during the pandemic. Those 3 players are Scottie Pippen, Luke Longley, and Horace Grant. Now, we know where this all started, but just to refresh some of you guys' memory, this started when the last dance were released. There were several things, that was told from the perspective of Michael Jordan regarding that final season of what we have deemed the last dance. One of those guys that kind of felt a little bit, slighted in a way was Scottie Pippen. We know the light that Scottie Pippen was painted in that documentary. And then Horace Grant felt some type of way about what was said in that docuseries as well. I don't know where Luke Longley comes in at this point, so y'all refresh my memory regarding Luke Longley, but he will be on the panel with Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. So these 3 fellas can tell their perspective and their side about the Last Dance docuseries. Now, look, I understand that these guys want to tell their perspective. I really do. But it's absolutely sad. It is really, really sad that these 3 guys have to come out with their own tour, a tour, to tell their side of the story about what happened with the last dance. We know that Michael Jordan told them things from his perspective. These guys want to give their perspective, and you can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what went on behind the scenes when it was created in this docuseries, and if Michael Jordan considered, how his teammates will feel in a certain light. But one can just come to the table and be like, man, you can't really be mad at Michael Jordan for telling things from his perspective. If he was keeping it honest when he said that he felt Scottie Pippen was being selfish for holding off the foot surgery, that's his opinion. And some may agree and some may disagree. That's we're not getting into that right now. But the point is that this whole thing, creating this thing, is sad as hell. This is one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. From the time the championship started rolling until the last championship won in 98. This was one of the most celebrated teams, with all the guys that came in and out, with all the guys that were on the team, a part of that, the core. This is a time to where we're supposed to be celebrating this team, and they sitting around here beefing. These guys are beefing, and I understand it to a degree. But what I like to say is that though I understand it to a degree, what about the wins that these guys, what about everything that was accomplished together? I feel Scottie Pippen in certain regards. I feel Horace Grant in certain regards. But at the end of the day, man, you guys' names are now in the history books in the NBA. You cannot tell the story of the NBA without mentioning those Chicago Bulls teams. And the first name that will be mentioned is Michael Jordan. Of course, he was the star. But when you start breaking it down with more basketball minds, you will get into other conversations that bring up the other players. Scottie Pippen, arguably the greatest number 2 in NBA history. Horace Grant, solid role player that was able to help the Chicago Bulls accomplish things. Luke Longley, another solid role player that was able to help the Chicago Bulls accomplish things. But as of right now, we are beefing amongst ourselves. We couldn't even get these guys to come together for the sake of what they did during their careers to be celebrated together for the Ring of Honor, bro. Michael Jordan didn't show up. Look, he's a grown man. I can't tell him what he should have done or what he shouldn't do. But if you can make the retirement of a soccer player, bro, you could have made the Ring of Honor to where we are celebrating you. You. The same thing applies to Scottie Pippen. We celebrate Michael Jordan. We are also celebrating you. When Michael Jordan decided to retire for whatever reason, that's his business. Scottie Pippen held it down. Did it result in a championship? No. But he held it down, and when Mike returned, the championships returned. What the hell? It's so sad to constantly see dysfunction within our franchise that we choose to love and celebrate each and every day. Buy all this apparel, support the team, watch the games, discuss, debate, everything. And it's absolutely sad that we have to sit up here and talk about guys going back and forth instead of celebrating what the hell they accomplished together. Not respecting the opinions of someone else. You ask me, y'all know me. I mainly do this show with C-Dub, my uncle. But I'm also a part of Chi-Town Sports Central with Hayes, Kev, and Steve-O along with C-Dub. I value their opinions, whether I like it or not. And I'd rather show them the respect that's given in return to me because they keeping it a buck with me. If you keep it a buck with me, whether I like the comments or not in that moment, there has to be some dialogue that's going to go on to say, and you some trusted individual to where you can go to that person and that person be like, yes, whatever Hayes said, whatever Steve-O, Kev, C-Dub said, they were right. And then in that point, you can only respect it and you can still move on and enjoy the fruits of your labor for what the fuck y'all accomplished as a team. Most teams don't three-peat. The Bulls did it twice. Twice. It's just sad, bro. So much. They accomplished so much and it's being overshadowed by BS, man. It's sad, bro. They accomplished so much and we sitting and, it's not everybody, but we sitting here talking about, well, Scotty just mad because Mike is. We should be just talking about it, the wins, and celebrating the things that they all put together. Instead, we're talking about drama. It's sad as hell, man. And like I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna see what their perspective is to see if, just for the sake of the love of the game and the love for the organization, I'm going to, see if I can watch some of this to see where they're coming from, because we never heard it. We have to show them that respect in that regard. We have to. But then I'm still going to feel the way that I'm feeling right now. A bit upset and sad that these guys created one of the greatest teams ever and it's being overshadowed by bullshit. Sad, bro. Sad, bro. Let me know your thoughts below on that one, because I can go on forever and that's touchy for me because it's just a disappointment, bro. It's a disappointment. But we moving on to the last one before we roll up out of here. So, will the Chicago Bulls get off to a good start versus the Celtics in the second half of this season? That's still to be determined, ladies and gentlemen. The last time the Chicago Bulls played the Celtics, we played them last year in 2023, I believe, in the in-season tournament, and the Boston Celtics absolutely whooped us. Stumped us, dog walked us, molly whopped us for the old school guys. We got whooped. That's just what it was. 124-97. That was one of the games to where we came to all of this and was like, bro, what's going on with the effort? What is going on with the Chicago Bulls? It's not meshing. It looks ugly. It's trash. Throw the whole team away, blow it up, whatever. We were saying a lot of that stuff. And it was rightfully so. Zach LaVine that game scored 2 points, y'all. 2 points. So when you think about the Chicago Bulls going up against the Boston Celtics tonight, you have to think that, hey, will they show more effort? You would like to think so because the team has been performing and playing a lot better. But if the Bulls come out here and play with their fool, if the Bulls come out here and lollygag and BS around, they will get whooped again. I don't expect them to get whooped. They should have fresh legs. They should be ready to go and go ahead and finish this season off strong. But we already know the team that we're dealing with. We know our Chicago Bulls right now. It could be something. It could be something to watch and something to talk about tomorrow after this game. So we'll see, because the Boston Celtics are a hell of a team. They have a solid offense. I believe they're one of the top-rated offense and one of the top-rated defenses. And I believe they got a lot of great pieces over there. The Bulls are going to have to match their intensity coming right out the gate. Otherwise, it's going to look like how it looked last year. 124-97. And I don't want to watch that. I want to see my team compete. And let's let it go down and see what happens. But hey, drop your predictions below on that. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but you can drop your predictions if you would like to. I'm going to leave that up to y'all. But hey, that's it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. It was great talking to y'all today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. If you want to call in and give your take on the No Bulls Tour, call in, and we will play you on the next episode of Shy Bulls Podcast and react to you as well. That number is 773-242-9219. This is another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. I'm Bobby. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Cognac.